Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well this afternoon. Thanks for being here with me. Let us tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with you this afternoon. Collective energy, please. Spirit, collective energy, what storyline would you like to share with the people this afternoon, Spirit? Five of Swords, conflict, upheaval. Somebody wants to win at all costs. They are in a habitual pattern of abuse. They like being a bully. They tried it on and they liked it. Challenged by the Fool. Challenged by blind faith, perhaps, and innocence. Blind faith, innocence, and a drive to succeed. So whoever's bringing you conflict, their challenge is that you are in this new beginning, but you are innocent and you are optimistic, and you have this blind faith that nobody can seem to waver, and you are driven to succeed, defending your beliefs, whatever that is. And these ones who are wanting to bring you conflict, and you're like, hey, doing your own thing, holding your ground. You're not willing to give up. In other words, you're this bright, sunny energy, and you're like going forth with all this faith in you. And they're like, fight me, fight me. And you're like, in the subconscious. We've got the High Priestess, so it's a divine feminine. It could be macro or micro, singular or plural. Please take the read however it resonates for you. So divine feminine with sacred knowledge and high morals, right? She trusts herself. Masculine or feminine, do whatever you need to do with the genders. I'm just reading what's on the card. There are some things hidden, perhaps, like these ones. They don't understand exactly what's happening here. In the recent past, so you got the Two of Swords, stagnation, weighing your options, difficult decisions. Intentions and expectations. The Chariot, willpower, determination. Again, it's this determination. You're driven to succeed. You're just like, excuse me, you're in the High Priestess energy, connected with the all that is, you know. So we've got this victory here, forward movement, willpower, and control, going on a journey in the near future. Page of Cups. So there could be new love. Somebody's dreaming of new love. The lens it's being looked through. Yeah. Conflict. It's deception. So somebody wants to make a love offer. It's deception in the environment. Three of Swords in the upright. So a divorce. There's a heartbreak. Somebody's suffering some emotional pain. A betrayal. A new love, trickery and fraud, a betrayal. Hopes and fears. A victory. A victory. So we're going to the way that I'm reading this is there is somebody in the near future who's going to come through and they're going to want to offer a new love opportunity, a new love cup. Hey, you want to go out on a date? Woo! You know, but it's betrayal, it's trickery. And you know this, so you're just going to cut it off in a hurry. You're just going to be like, boop. And that could be also that their intention. But if I'm going to read it as you doing that, kicking them out, you're like, hey, out of here, because you're disloyal, right? And so that's of you gaining a victory. This is their hope, getting away with something, winning at all costs. Their hope is to disconnect you and to gain a victory over you. What is the outcome? Let's see that. What's the outcome, Spirit? Oh, and it came out in the upside down. Ooh, and that's a good one because it's the devil. So you have restored control, gained your freedom, and detached from these energies or this energy. Micro, macro, singular, plural, however you wish to apply it to your situation or circumstance. So that's what this is. They want to offer love so that they can betray you and trick you, but you know what's going on and you cut them off and you gain the victory and you separate yourself from this and you gain your freedom. The truth is out. You are experiencing a rebirth. All is well. You are strong. And it could very well be that the sun and the star is here together. Strong. Leaving behind that devil. Wielding the sword of truth. Lovers. Woo! Hi, Priestess. Okay, so that was quite the opener. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. So somebody wants to win at all costs. Somebody wants to win at all costs. They're a bully. They want to fight. We've got a promise here. Maybe they made a promise. Attention. There's attention. So they're in a Five of Swords energy. They want to fight. Attention is here, so attention is being brought to this matter. They're challenged because you are innocent and you're having a new beginning. You trust in life. You have blind faith. And you're driven to succeed. You're fast thinking. You're very spontaneous. And you seek the truth in all things. Knowing that life is a river, but you're not going to give up on it. You're brave and courageous and you're charging forth. Some might call you reckless. Some might call you innocent and naive. Some might call you faithful and trusting. There's all kinds of things that people will say. You're the high priestess. You're mysterious. Nobody can quite figure it out. You're like a child, but you're like this ancient wisdom keeper as well. So their mistake was seeing you as a child. They're not able to puppet you. They can't manipulate you. They're trying to fight with you. They want to be abusive to you. They're doing their very best, but they're not having success. So in the recent past, there is difficult decisions being made. Somebody could be at a crossroads. They've got choices to make. Snake. A snake has some choices to make. So the intentions and expectations, they're intending on gaining a victory, so intention is to gain a victory. Yeah, they want to win your spiritual throne. So you got a snake here wanting your spiritual throne. There could be several snakes in the pit of the environment. So you got somebody coming forward with a new love offer. They're dreaming about this love. They're gaining attention. So what they've been doing, they're getting attention. So they're gonna get creative, or they're gonna try to come forth to someone who is creative. They need to get connected to you. They need to find out what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and how they can manipulate you, because they're not having any luck. So they got to come in and they got to get in your energy. They got to get in your life, and they got to find out what the heck is going on so they can bring you conflict. They're not having any luck up here in the environment, and and people are noticing. They're getting attention. So they need to come in and make a love offer so they can continue to bring trickery and fraud to you, because they got to get it in the 3D. They can't do it in the unseen. So they actually have to come in for a physical love offer. Use self-care. They want to destroy your ability to self-care. They want to destroy your ability to self-care by coming in and breaking your heart. In the environment, we do have a 3 of Swords here. There is a broken heart. Whose is it? Let's see. Somebody who's not able to preserve themselves, and that's not you. Because you're here with a new beginning, innocent, blind faith, driven to succeed. High Priestess, they can't puppet you. In the environment, you've got a divorce. You're cutting them off. They can't preserve themselves. You've gained a victory. You've gained freedom over this devil. Invisible. So the victory that you achieve, we've got invisible here. It could be, it says public recognition, but the victory may be in an invisible place. Like it could be energetic, or it could be like in the dream space, or in an astral traveling adventure of some sort. We got the devil in the reverse there. Drama. Somebody somebody, so you've restored control. This devil in the reverse has a lack of will, like their willpower. They've been detached. You've detached yourself from this devil, and they're in a state of drama. It's like, oh my gosh, this is causing all kinds of drama. Your victory and your detachment from this is got everybody all up in a drama. Because you are remembered, and you are congratulated. You get your open path, and there is expectation of a particular role or a particular seat. This chicken is getting the message that there's a promise. Oh. So, okay. A chicken is getting a message. They're going to be martyred. That's a promise made to a religious witch, a wise guy, religious witch. Or it could just be a religious witch. There could be a wise guy making a visitation. And it's time. There's a backstory to this. They've been using the Ouija board and spirits against optimistic, innocent people. This tribe. Optimistic, innocent people. This tribe. And so that they could appear as you are. As they are. That's wild. It's an explorer who's a player and an addict. Okay. And they've been laboring in the body or as an arcana in a privileged role. Appearing as such, causing conflict for wholesome people. Pretending to be you while you were here. Struggling to survive whatever they did to you. And they were watching you. They martyred you or whatever, put you in some struggling state, and they've been watching you. And it was all seen. You've got a defense against this personality, this vain person, from leadership, actual leadership. And it was prophesied. You have been forgiven. You've handled this perfectly. This driver who was horseplaying around with you, this kin, will receive justice. And they are going to be disconnected from the peaceful evermores. Those sovereign beings who shine. Okay, so there's that. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy, what storyline would you like to tell us about this snake? This snake trying to steal this spiritual throne away from this optimistic high priestess. So their abuse and their ways are getting attention. They've got attention here. They're wanting to win at all costs. They got attention. This is an unexpected outcome. They're challenged because you are in this full energy. You're trusting. You have blind faith. You've got your new beginning. And you're very spontaneous. And you're driven to succeed. You're like, boom, out of here. You know, you don't need to know the steps. You don't need to know a plan. Okay? some may call it reckless, but you're about ready to just step off that cliff and you're like, hey, I'm going to see what's out there. And you're going to go for it. High Priestess. That they cannot puppet. So here we go. They're challenged because they can't escape. They can't escape. They're not being reunited. They're not being reunited. They couldn't pass themselves off as this High Priestess. See, the High Priestess refused to quit. She was driven toward her new beginning, and she got it. She refused to quit. So these ones couldn't dress themselves up. She couldn't dress herself up as the High Priestess. She could not puppet the life of this High Priestess. And they can't escape because they were not able to do that. They couldn't pass themselves off as this High Priestess and get rid of the High Priestess and win this spiritual throne. So she couldn't pass herself off as a High Priestess. She's a snake here at a crossroads. Yeah, commitment. See, and a new chapter, for Pete's sake. Okay, so everything that they've been doing, trying to pin on this High Priestess, they could not puppet this situation. The High Priestess has her new chapter, her commitment, and forgiveness for everything. Because these ones, they did stuff. There's like fragmentation, and there's like seeds of stuff, you know? Like children were taught how to do things like smoke, you know, and have negative thoughts, and they were traumatized. There was all these trauma bonds and all of that. So their little minds were kind of messed up. So there's a forgiveness for that, right? Because the inner portion of them is this high value essence that they could not puppet. She refused to give up. She's in this energy. She's like, la-di-da-di-da. And she's like, oh, adventure. Absolutely going to go on an adventure. So there's forgiveness for whatever it looks like. There's forgiveness because the inside, no matter what the outside looks like, is known. And that snake failed. They can't escape. They weren't able to steal this throne. They couldn't pass themselves off as this High Priestess. They're a dim reflection. Inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. That's not with this snake. The snake has no love. So the snake is having to make choices because in the recent past, you are connected to somebody, High Priestess. You are connected to somebody already in a commitment. And they couldn't puppet you. They couldn't pull it off. Because who you are committed to knows you and was very, very serious about winding up with the right one. So here you are in your chariot on your spiritual throne. And they're chasing after you. They're all upset, gathering together. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Well, we got to go in and get a love. I mean, a 3D love. Where are they at? We got to go in and hook in, right? In the 3D. so that we can, break their heart and then destroy their ability to take care of themselves. So, yeah, so they want to come in, they're getting creative, they want to sing a song. Sing a song, pour a cup of love, play it all right. Ooh, dreamer, sensitive dreamer, curious. Prideful, probably very, very proud about their acting skills and their ability to make it believable. So they're looking at you and your ability to self-care, and they want to come in and they want to destroy your ability to care for yourself, to smell the roses. They want to break your heart and destroy your ability to smell the flowers and have a peaceful day. Because they're overwhelmed and stressed out. They want you in this energy. They want you in a suffering state where you cannot preserve yourself. And it could very well be that this is the energy they are in. They're overwhelmed and stressed out because you care for yourself. They got to come in and mess it up. So they use love like that, right? They come in, they love bomb people, they get you to fall head over heels, and then boom, they cut. I mean, I'm older, so I've been in love 3 times, and they are guilty of that. Yeah. So this person is guilty. They're suffering. They're not able to self-preserve. They weren't able to escape by mimicking the identity of this high priestess. They've been found guilty, and they're feeling the pain from the damage they've caused. You've gained a victory here. And there's invisibles. Let's see, what's this invisible spirit? Shadow side. So you've gained a victory here. Public recognition, everybody can see it, from those invisible folk who work in the shadows. Or, delve in the shadows or do whatever. Reaching for the light. They do shadowy things to affect the light or whatever. Maybe the light in you. And you are here in the devil reversed energy. So there's detachment. These ones could be having dark thoughts and they could be suffering from some drama. Because you've been remembered, you gained a victory over this. And you're getting congratulated. So now they're experiencing drama because they're getting cut off, they're getting disconnected. They can't escape. They didn't get to take part in the reunion. They were not able to take on your identity and therefore take on your spouse connection and love. Ooh, that's exciting. So that means you're connected and nobody was able to trick somebody. You're in your commitment and you're in your new chapter. They can't puppet you. You're a high priestess. They're confused. I feel unclear about where we stand. How could that be? There's a complete disconnection here. And so now they're suffering drama. They don't know what to do. They want to run. They want to run away. They're in trouble. They got themselves in some deep trouble. They're feeling broken and shattered about this. They're still struggling to find the right path. See, there are destiny hoppers and swappers and whatever. They don't actually work up their own life. They just go pick a path and steal it and then pretend for a while until it's time to go pick another one or whatever. They want to mend the connection, but that's only, so that they can continue to be abusive. They're unworthy to mend that connection. They neglected you. They use sex to gain money. They prostitute themselves in a big way. It's wild. I mean, that's like really weird. And they sabotage themselves. They're feeling the damage of it. They have no energy. And you are seen as irreplaceable, and you are in a reciprocity, a reciprocal relationship, a soul contract, a commitment, a new chapter. Inseparable. Spiritual throne, victory. So there's nothing they can do about it. There's detachment here. They got detached. And they still are daydreaming about having a conversation with you. They're feeling your absence. And they have a lot of secrets, and they're in regret about all the inside jokes they used to tell when they were hurting you. But you never gave up hope. Even when everybody was hurting you and lying to you and lying on you, doing things and saying it was you. But it wasn't. So there's forgiveness here. Because you were separated from everything, and you're going to be separated from this chaser. They don't know what to do because it's too late to take any action. So there is we're in a situation here where it's time for people to either be sane, grow some sanity. I don't know, come to your senses, something. So they want to win at all costs. There's a tension brought to this situation, and it's an unexpected outcome. They're in fear. It didn't go the way they planned. They didn't figure that you would have this innocence and this blind faith and this blind trust connected subconsciously to deep ancient wisdom or whatever that they couldn't puppet. This ancient mystery, Relationships. You are attracted to those people who serve the higher good. So these ones, they're attracted to people that serve the higher good, and then they try to become them. But that's you. That's you. And they're challenged because you've got your new beginning and you're driven. You're like, you may look like a child, but boy, you're going full bore. You know how it's like, you're not stopping. And they didn't get the reunion. They couldn't pull it off. They couldn't pull it off. See, you are attracted to those relationships and those people who serve the higher good. And it's different. See, some people like to play a role and then they have an idea about what that is, right? So they try to be that. But the real deal is sitting here in this energy, moving forward in complete blind faith. There's no plan. There's utter spontaneity. Connected with the all that is, flowing in this life. And what will be, will be. And it's the way that it is, right? It's not some pre-scheduled, pre-planned, manipulated puppetry. Denial is in the reverse. It came out and it flipped on my... So we got denial in the reverse. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So they didn't get the reunion. They can't escape. They're not acknowledging their fear. They've got denial, and they're not acknowledging their fear. You persevered, High Priestess, through the adversity. They can't puppet you. You've got forgiveness. You've got your new chapter and a commitment with somebody who sees that your love is inseparable despite the distance. And it's not going to be like it was with this snake, where you're just waiting to get backhanded, emotionally, mentally, physically somehow for doing something wrong, right? Ooh. And so anyway, it's like, there's been a lot of stuff going on, but they know who you are. You're this person that belongs in this position, and you are. Lonely. So loneliness. I know that I am never alone. So, see, they may have thought that by separating you and keeping you away from people, like with that space card that came up on the other deck, that was going to be it. You would be all heartbroken, and boo-hoo, life is so hard and difficult and nobody to support you, and you would be miserable and you would just be begging for somebody to come and help you out. But these ones didn't understand. It's incredible to me how this perception could have become so widespread. So the snake has some choices to make because you are here inseparable. They don't have any discipline. They can't accomplish what they want to with their mind. You've got your freedom here. You've got your freedom, and you're connected. Well, first you're connected with the all that is, and you're connected in your commitment here and your new chapter. These ones are in regret. They have no empathy. It doesn't matter to them. Oh. Fear. Maybe that's you, because they're in fear and regret. You've gained a victory here with the Chariot. You're on your spiritual throne, and we've got empathy in the reverse. You may not care that they are in fear and regret. Like they may have came at you so egregiously that you simply severed yourself from caring at all. You may not have any empathy for this whatsoever. And that's not to say anything. That's not to say you wish harm upon anybody or any of that. You just don't wish to give it any more of your attention. It's not necessary. You let it go. A forgiveness is a release, right? A forgiveness is a release. And then we got envy. So you have no empathy for this Page of Cups who's in their ego, in their pride. They're coming forward to offer a love thing. They're trying to get creative here. They're trying to get creative. They're in their imagination and think, well, maybe I can just go be friends. I can go be a good, loving friend. Like one of those, what do they call those? I don't remember. Anyhow, they're envious and they want to come in and they want to make a love offer or something. They're getting creative. They're trying to think about different ways that they can come forward to act tricky regarding your ability to self-care, to be happy, to notice the little sweet things. They're feeling overwhelmed and stressed out because you are happy. You're at ease. You're at ease and they're under judgment. They're stressed out. They want to bring you conflict. They want to bring conflict to your ability to care for yourself. We've got a Three of Swords here. So there's heartbreak, suffering. Self-preservation is in the reverse. And we've got guilty. Somebody's feeling the pain from the damage they've caused. Adversity. They're feeling the pain from the damage they've caused, all the adversity that they brought to you, High Priestess. To you, High Priestess. They're not going to be able to preserve themselves for the adversity that they brought to you and your ability to care for yourself. It just wasn't a good move. So there's victory here, and you've got invisible, so shadow side. A victory over the invisible shadow, a victory over those who are working in that energy coming at you. Growth. Growth. You've expanded in consciousness and awareness. You have gained a victory over the invisible shadow war. This war you've been fighting. The devil is on his head. You've got detached from this drama and they're confused. Whoa. So there's restoring control. These ones are suffering from a case of drama. They're confused. They feel unclear about where we stand. We've got indecision in the reverse, but we've also got death. So somebody is not having any indecision regarding this ending. It's like it's sure. It's a sure thing. It's a sure thing. It's a detachment. It's restoring control and freedom. It's this devil on his head. They're in a state of drama and confused. It's a sure thing. This is an end. So it's pride. On the bottom of the deck, we got pride. They're guilty of pride. Isn't that one of the seven deadly sins? You got pride. You got envy out here. Pride's out here twice. Pride's out here twice. You faced it with courage. And they failed to strip you of your purpose or to usurp your purpose, your position of service. They're not you. They're egotistical, prideful people. You're the high priestess in a position of service on this spiritual throne, and they thought that they were going to be able to come in with this envy and all this stuff and wow. They have no empathy. You have gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. They don't have that. All they have is pride. That's wild. They're a sneak. In your happiness and your balance. So happiness, when you're happy, you know that you're on the right path. When you're happy, it's easy to be balanced. Happiness makes staying in balance so much easier. If you do things that make you happy, the little simple things, the little simple pleasures, like stopping along the road and finding a wild raspberry and munching on that thing. It's the best thing. Those are the kinds of things, and it's that you can trust. You can trust in this love. There is forgiveness. So there's forgiveness here again. So whatever it is, you persevered with an attitude of gratitude, and you remained faithful and true. You know, you didn't become a liar. You didn't pretend you were this or that. They need to surrender their need to control you because you're successful. You know that there's no greater goal than to love, and you are at peace. You honor the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. And therein in grief and doubt, because you had patience and you know that everything happens in divine order, and we are in the midst of change, and they are worried. They are worried, and they have to accept the things that they cannot change. You're an abundant, limitless being that can manifest whatever you want in this reality. And you have friends. You accepted responsibility for your own well-being when these ones were blaming you. And you did so by focusing on the lighter side of life, looking at the small things, you know, focusing on that self-care, finding those little tiny things that are going to make you smile and lift you into that space of happiness, that place where you can be in balance and harmony, right? So it's like that. It's like that. It's like you find what makes you happy, and you lift yourself up into that space where you can be balanced, and you can be a success. You can share love, you can share harmony, you can share all of that. And these ones are in a space of pride and ego, and they want to fight you tooth and nail and hurt you to get on that throne. And they can't help anybody with that energy or that mindset. It's wild to me, this envious thing. And it's so, you know, it's what's really incredible to me though is that it's seen. It's seen, and whatever it is that they put upon you, and that it may have appeared to be, there's forgiveness here times 2. So that's good. And freedom, and freedom. So there's attention brought to this situation. They were wanting to win at all costs. Your life path, your personality, your name, your face, your role, your spiritual throne, your union. We've got change. You're attracted to people who serve the higher good. You always have been. And it could very well be that there's attention to this person, you know, that it did not go the way they had planned. It was like, whoa, you know, because this person who finds you to be inseparable and made a commitment with you and offered you forgiveness sees the definite difference between you and your substance, and that not everybody thinks with, you know, some people have intelligence, okay? They have intellect. They don't run around and see a pretty face, you know, and say, ooh la la, I gotta go have that, right? No, some people actually look into the soul of somebody and find out what is there. And then they're like, and then they say, okay, is it an act or is it the truth, you know? And then they do their research, their due diligence, and verify and re-verify, you know. And there's a thing to be said about patience and commitment. So we got lovers here. Lovers, the Fool, new beginnings, driven you are. And they were like, what? They probably never met, this false person never met anybody like you. You were supposed to just fall down. You know, what did they see you as? They saw you as this. They didn't see you as this. And that's no surprise because they don't see past the end of the nose or the reflection in the mirror. So, or, you know, they're too busy on the image rather than the substance. So yeah, High Priestess, you're the main female. They couldn't puppet you. When you were alone, you were never lonely because you knew that you were never alone. You're connected. You're the High Priestess. You've got something that they sensed but couldn't comprehend. So there's a snake here. A mature man did not get the courtship. So there's a feminine who was working on replacing this person, and then there was a mature man, I guess, working on replacing this. Wow. So they weren't very disciplined. In other words, they weren't consistent. So you've got your freedom and you're in an inseparable union, this new chapter, this commitment. Yeah, so this false person is in fear and in regret, and we've got empathy in the reverse. So they don't have any empathy. It could be that you don't care about their fear and regret. There is a Page of Cups here who's envious and prideful. Moving, they're in their head. They're trying to get creative about coming forward to offer a love cup. A thief. They want to steal sudden wealth. So in the lens is being looked through. So they're targeting somebody who self-cares, you. They're feeling overwhelmed. The stress is draining them because they're under judgment. They want to come in and tap into you to get your gift. In the environment, we got Three of Swords. So there is a suffering, a heartbreak. They're not able to self-preserve. They're guilty, and there's adversity here. Wealthy man. Being cut off from your gift. You're the gift. And you have a victory here over invisible shadow adversity. You've expanded in consciousness and awareness. You've grown. You're not in bad health. The devil is here in the reverse. So there is a restoration of control. These ones are confused. They're in a state of drama, and there's no indecision about this death or ending. Community getting flipped out of here, ostracized. Are they getting ostracized from the pathway? They're getting ostracized from the pathway of this innocent child, or the innocent people, or beings, or persons here. So they don't get to go, and they're oh gosh. So you got death, no indecision, a community being flipped upside down, and then we've got imprisonment and coffin again. Well, so it's a defeat. It's a defeat. Memory. Memories of this conflict. Attention has been brought to the history of this conflict. There's a change to relationships. There's a change to relationships. And earlier I got this is the end of debauchery. That was one of the messages that I received. So this is the end of debauchery. They got denial here. They didn't get the reunion. They can't escape. We've got denial here. They don't have awareness. They didn't get the gift. They didn't reach their goal. You are here in union, inseparable union with this commitment and a new chapter. And you're driven. This isn't just some la-di-da-di-dee. I mean, yeah, you're like, I don't know, it's kind of reckless, but at the same time, you're like going for it. Blind faith. Innocent trust. Very brave. Main female high priestess. No, they can't puppet you. Loneliness? You're what? What? Loneliness? I'm never alone. So you got forgiveness. New chapter. Commitment. They have been stopped. This is stopped. This is over. This snake, mature man, wasn't able to get a courtship. We've got discipline in the reversed. We've got the Two of Swords in the upright. So there's a deadlock. There's difficult decisions that need to be made. They're in a nightmare. Because you love yourself. You gained a victory and you're on your spiritual throne. This false person is in regret. They're in fear. They don't have any empathy for anybody, and maybe you don't have any empathy for them at this point. We've got perseverance, but the way that I'm looking at it, it came out like this, and I'm looking at it like this. So the way that this comes out to me is reversed. They're not going to be able to persevere through what's coming. They've got pride here. With envy, there's a Page of Cups wanting to come in with a new love offer. They're getting creative with their imagination on ways that they can steal sudden wealth. Pride. Their pride is hurt. Their pride is hurt. They want to come in. They want to target somebody who takes care of themselves and who is a gift or has a gift, and they want to try to trick them out of their gift because they're overwhelmed and stressed out because they're under judgment for what they've done to eternal love, for what they've done to for the conflict that they have been bringing to eternal love. They're under judgment and they're stressed out because of the conflict that they've been bringing to eternal love. They're facing homelessness for binding people in rituals, or maybe they are bound by the rituals. Did they try to bind this high priestess into homelessness? And it looks like maybe it backfired. They're in conflict, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed out, they're under judgment. We've got divorced here, the Three of Swords. Yeah, suffering, grief, divorce. That could be, what goes with that breakup. Somebody's got to move out, right? And then we got self-preservation in the reverse. Guilty, adversity for a wealthy man. Doesn't know what to do. You've gained a victory over this invisible shadow. You've grown and in consciousness and awareness, and you're not sick. You're relaxed. So the devil is here in the reverse. You've restored control. You've got your freedom. So you've got freedom there. You've got freedom there. Your ability to self-care and self-love. The fact that you do, that's the practices of this high priestess, main female. Especially when she's under attack. She's going to delve into that hidden mystery, right? And she's going to pull forth what she needs. Especially if she belongs on that spiritual throne. She's not some egotistical thief coming in wanting to pretend. She actually does the work. So you're getting ready for your new family tree. Or these ones are getting ready. A community. This is like there's a decision has been made. There's death, a community in the reverse. It's like they need to be ready. They're getting ready for their family tree to be dominated. They're bound to these rituals, right? So they've got divorce, the Three of Swords, and homelessness. It's like whatever rituals they did, they're bound to, and it's homelessness, and it's a Three of Swords, and it's like this, and it's domination. It's like whatever they wanted for you is coming at them. And they got to get ready for it. There's a vow here. Saving. You have a vow, a commitment, an inseparable new chapter union. You've received forgiveness for whatever it was that this looks like. You are seen as somebody who self-loves, somebody who self-cares, somebody who is as a gift. You know, innocent. And you are spiritual, highly spiritual, connected, both to the seen and the unseen, the spiritual realms. Long time ago, I was told that there's a lot more that comes from this side of the apple, and I think that it's true. You know, a lot of people have lost their connection to that. They get so enthralled with the television that they never do anything, right? So you're very highly connected as this high priestess, and they feel you are worth saving. And this crap is being stopped. And that's good news. So of course, you know, there is this confusion. That's what it is right now. You know, people are in a state of confusion. They don't have they feel unclear about where they stand. That's what it says right on the card. They're in a state of drama. But it's like there's a decision has been made. This community is being flipped, and they need to get ready for their family tree to be dominated. Or for their life to be dominated. Like they have to go through a cycle of that, or whatever they've been doing to people, dominating people, trying to steal the life path of a high priestess who belongs on a spiritual throne. That's just freaking wild. And her reunion, you know, on top of that, that's just incredible, because not only is she trying to trick one and undo one, but she's trying to completely trick another and take advantage of them in every way. And then not only that, but to possibly have children and all of that. And it's like wild. All out of envy. So they're remembering about all the conflict. They remember all the conflict. They were trying to win at all costs. They're remembering everything they did. Widower in the reverse. So they could not unalive this high priestess. This person, this snaky person, could not unalive the high priestess. And now they're sick. There's a change to relationships. So you're very consistent. You're very consistent in what you did over time, you know, with your self-love, with your self-care. And this is being stopped. Fortune in the reverse. They can't have your fortune. They got to stop trying to come for it. Death. Doctor. Those who are, they need consolation. They're haughty, they're sick, and there's death, and they're dying. Snake, mature man, wasn't able to get a courtship, not disciplined, in a nightmare, at a crossroads. And then you're in an inseparable union, High Priestess. You've got your freedom, you love yourself, you've got your house. You got your chariot here, you gained a victory, you got your spiritual throne, there is waiting. These false persons, or this false person, you've got two of them. You've got this feminine and then you've got this masculine here. So they're not going to be able to preserve themselves. They're in regret, they're in fear. There's no empathy, so they didn't care about you, and you don't care about them. You're like, I don't want to. You just don't want. It's like, you're done. You're focused on this. This is where your attention is going. You know, where your attention goes is what grows, or something like that. Young woman. There could be a young woman. You may feel like a young woman. Maybe you are a young woman. We've got ego, envy. So we've got ego. The prideful people got their pride turned upside down. The prideful, envious people got their pride turned upside down. They want to come in and offer new love so that they can try to steal sudden wealth. It's literally what's there. That's what they're in their imagination. That's their solution. That's their creative solution. I'm not even kidding. That's their creative solution. Death. They were dishonest, trying to get away with something. Was somebody who loves themselves, somebody who's a gift, somebody who took care of themselves, somebody who was minding their own business. Connected, alone, but never alone. And they actually targeted that person. This sacred and divine feminine who was alone but never alone. Friend, thought in the reverse. They're not thought of as a friend. They're this. And they're overwhelmed and stressed out because of the conflict that they did. They're under judgment for the conflict that they brought to your eternal love, to your commitment, your present commitment, your new chapter. They're bound to their commitments that they did in the rituals. They're facing homelessness. There's a 3 of Swords here. So a heartbreak, a divorce, a suffering. Self-preservation is in the reverse. They're guilty of bringing adversity, this wealthy man. We've got prison in the reverse. Prison in the reverse. Self-preservation in the reverse. They don't get to go to prison. In prison you get a bench to sit on. In prison you have shelter. In prison you have water. They don't get to go to prison. So there's a victory here over the invisible shadow. You've grown, you've expanded in consciousness and awareness. You're not in bad health. You're relaxed. And we've got child in the reverse. So you've gained a victory over invisible, shadow, non-innocent folk or whatever. Those who were not innocent. They're invisible and they're operating in the shadows. They could not cause you bad health. You're very relaxed. You've grown in consciousness and awareness, and you've gained a victory over this. It's an achievement. You have your freedom here. You've got freedom here, and you've got freedom there. The devil in the reversed. There is a detachment. Control has been restored. They're confused and in a state of drama because there's no indecision about this community. The community is being flipped. We've got the death card there, and they need to get ready to be dominated. Whether it be their life, their tree, or whatever. We've got that there. So it's not a surprise. They don't want to talk about it. Haughty, sick. They need consolation over this gift. They're trying to talk to the, they need to go on a journey. They're going on a journey. They're sad about this gift. Or maybe they're sad about this gift because this wife is going on a journey. They're sad because of this love and this wedding. We've got a servant, lover, scholar. Servant, lover, scholar. It's like this reunion with the Lord is causing a misfortune for this servant, lover, scholar. Like those who were using love, like they were a servant of this devil who is now reversed, and they were using love and their scholarly knowledge to gain wealth, identity, positions of importance. And now the Lord is here reunited, causing a misfortune for that crap. And there's joyfulness. And that makes people happy. There's an old woman foe priest who offered a service of thievery. They thought it was funny to lie as an enemy, giving hope to people in the mind, but then causing despair for sweethearts. And now they're in sorrow about this merchant that was involved in all of this and sighing these pleasure seekers who are waiting. They're sick over your faithfulness and your money. They're getting a letter. Huh. I hope this clarifies something that you already intuitively knew, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.